I see two people on there, so hello, whoever you are. See Bob and Pineapple. Hi! Good to see both of you. It's so fun seeing people who I know repeatedly in these lives. So I'm starting with beet smoothies because it's 8:35 where I'm at, and I don't want to be making smoothies with my kind of loud blender late into the night because I think my neighbors can hear through the walls. So I figured I would do the loudest recipe first. I hope you both are having good days. I know, Bob, it's morning for you. Pineapple, I don't know where you are. I feel like you're in the United States, but maybe I'm getting people mixed up. But I hope you had good weekends. And Bob, I hope your week is off to a good start. I'm so thirsty. Oh my goodness. I just got back from a run. I was a little bit late to this live because I was rushing to stretch, shower, fix my hair so it wasn't a complete mess for this. Yeah, it was a bit of a frenzy, but I made it. Oh, I cannot wait to drink one of these smoothies. I'm gonna make, I think I'm gonna make 6 smoothies for this coming week, one of which I'm gonna eat right now. Whew, busy weekend. Oh my goodness. Busy in a good way. Currently 11:30 a.m. I can't believe that it's almost noon. That's so funny. Just thinking that you're heading into the afternoon when I'm heading into, comfortable evening here in Minnesota. That is reconsider view in regards to the noise. Thank you. I try to be a good neighbor. I definitely have lived in apartments. Sorry, one second. I'm just going to clean off my counter. Left a little stain here. Okay. Yes, I have lived in apartments throughout my life where the walls were really thin, the floors were really thin, and you could just hear everything. And it was, at least I'm a good sleeper. I could literally sleep through the end of the world, through an earthquake, a hurricane. But it's kind of like the day-to-day stuff when you're trying to read or you're trying to watch TV or focus on something. Even when I'm working remotely here, sometimes my upstairs neighbors are very loud. They'll drop things on the floor. And it's fine. I'm like, whatever. That's part of apartment living. But I don't know. I try to just be courteous because I've been on the receiving end of loud neighbors and it's not the most fun. Okay, banana next. So I've made these beet smoothies before, but just as a refresher, there's coconut water, almond milk, bananas, beets, blueberries, ginger, lemon juice. I think that might be it. Sometimes I've put orange juice in as well, but I don't have orange juice on hand. All these bananas are looking perfect. Oh my gosh. Perfect ripeness. They smell so good. Oh, yum. I've made this smoothie before with underripe bananas. So there's just kind of this, I honestly think I got a stomachache from making a smoothie with underripe bananas because it just did not sit well with me. And then I've also made this smoothie with overripe bananas where they're kind of bordering on going rotten, and that's not a good taste. So yeah, this is looking beautiful. And I like to just cut up my bananas before I put them in anything. Oops. Just got a little bruise on that part. Let's see how fast I can make these smoothies. I would like to have them done before 9 p.m. So in the next 18 minutes. I think that's a little ambitious. I think kind of like 9 p.m., around 9 p.m. is the quiet hours cutoff. It's not really enforced much here, at least I haven't seen it, but I try to be quiet by 9. Overt bananas are great for baking with. Yep. Yeah, I love baking with almost like brown, almost rotten bananas. All right, so I'm gonna grab some ginger. Let's see. Ginger. Ooh, I am parched. Oh my goodness, this is like motivating, but also kind of a little bit of torture because I just want to drink the smoothie right now. Yeah, these bananas I bought a few days ago and I just let them sit on my countertop. And then once they start to have a few of these brown spots and they're just a nice solid yellow and the green is pretty much gone from the peel, that's like perfection for smoothies because they're soft, they blend down really well, but they just don't have that like kind of sickly sweet taste that you get with just really overripe fruit. Oof. I really don't like that flavor. Also, as a sneak peek for what I'm going to be making later for my carnival food, I was so busy. I was in my kitchen all of today, and I made these cookies, and these are going to be a component of a carnival food I'm making. I'm counting it as a carnival food. I think you could find it at a carnival or a state fair. So I'll let you think about what I could be using those for. All right, I'm gonna add blueberries next, which I got out. Gotta plug this blender in. And then this is gonna be the first batch of these beet smoothies. I think you can see that. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's a pretty big bag, I'll admit. I tend to buy in bulk as much as I can just because it's cheaper per unit of food versus like the really tiny bags. Those are more expensive. Biggest bag of blueberries. That bag would be so expensive here in Oz. Like they need to take out a mortgage to afford it. I'm trying to remember how much this usually goes for. I want to say it's right around $15 in my local grocery store. It's like, I honestly, like I buy this and it lasts for like quite a few weeks, but every so often, you know, I have to go back and buy another one of these Wyman wild blueberry bags. And I don't think it's organic, which is like, I don't know. It says non-GMO verified. I mean, and it says like no preservatives, nothing artificial. Who knows? But yes, I want to say this goes for about $15 US. Okay, so I've got most of my smoothie components in there, but I roasted some beets today for these beet smoothies. They look pretty like scary when you roast them. So I wrap them in aluminum foil and then I roast them for 90 minutes. And so I just unwrapped one of them and I use my black cutting board for peeling them because the beet juice stains and I really don't want to stain my lovely bamboo cutting board. Hello, peace and joy. Welcome back. $15 US is roughly 30, okay, Australian dollars. Would that be expensive then, Bob? Like paying 30 Australian dollars for this? Like would most people see that and be like, no way? I can justify it because it's, you know, it's fruit, it's healthy, and I use it in my smoothies. I love it so much. All right, so let's get resuming with this smoothie. I have not had acai frozen mix. I have had, it's like acai bowls at different restaurants. There's a cafe close to where I live that has a really good blueberry, it's like a mixed berry acai bowl with granola and vegan yogurt. It's super, super good. I think they put a little bit of vegan protein in there too, but I've never actually purchased an acai anything before, like for a home mix, but I would love to, because that's another thing that's really good for you. I think they stock acai products at my local grocery store. They stock quite a few things. There's some great options there. Between my local grocery store and my, I shouldn't say my, but like Target online, I feel like I can get almost anything. And then of course, if I'm really desperate, there's Amazon. I feel like it's pretty hard to not find what you're looking for on Amazon. But I don't use Amazon as often as I use Target. All right, so I'm cutting up this beet. I'll give you a close-up. It's just the prettiest color. I just love this. Love, love, love beet color. But you have to be careful because it can stain. So this is half of one, and I've cut this into quarters, this half. So I'm going to drop in all of the beet into my blender and blend this down. All right. Get this going again. That's so cool. I'm very jealous, Peace and Joy, that you have gone to Brazil for Carnival. I have experienced Carnival or Carnival, I know people say it differently, in Germany, and that was crazy. Like, that was like, oh my gosh, just, it was like nighttime, people were marching with torches, they had like all these crazy masks, like maybe this wasn't Carnival, but I feel like it was. It was some celebration right around Lent, like Fat Tuesday. Anyways, I bet it's so delicious down there. Yeah, I love acai. But I think of it, these These days, at least, I've only had it as like a treat, like eating out at a restaurant or a smoothie place. But I don't see why. Yeah, maybe I should incorporate that as like a new smoothie to try out. Or I could put it into my beet smoothie. Right. The last thing I like to do is just take lemon juice. I love, 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 love lemon. It's so good. And I just kind of like try to spritz down the sides because some of the good stuff just gets pulsed up to the top. So I just try to catch that. Ooh, I need some more lemon juice. I'm almost out. Okay. I go through lemon juice pretty quickly because of these smoothies. Okay, one batch done. So I'm gonna fill up these 2 mason jars. Nice. And then whatever's left, I'm just gonna drink right now because I am dehydrated. Okay. Oops. Try to be careful with the beet juice or anything with beet in it because it does stain. I missed a little spot that I spilled on my countertop and it sat there for a few days and I was like, oh shoot. But luckily it didn't stain. All right, so I'm gonna just pop these guys in my fridge and get started with the next batch. Who is this? That's the one thing about beets. I don't want things to get stained by accident. That's one reason why I wear black all the time. Honestly, I've dumped so many things on my clothes and I was so grateful that I was wearing black. Like I've dumped coffee on myself countless times, but when you dump coffee on yourself and you're wearing black, they can't see it. No one can see it. All right, round 2 with the smoothie. Oh, that is so good. So dang good. Okay, so another 1 cup of coconut water. I don't think I'm gonna meet my my goal of 9 p.m. because it's 8:56, but that's okay. I don't think they'll be too upset. Almond milk. Oops. Trying to move quickly here. I'm gonna add a little more coconut water. Okay. And ginger. Lots and lots of ginger. And I think that's almost the end of this container. Blueberries next. Realize there's all this stuff in your way and you can't see. Ooh, blueberry stain. Uh-oh. Gotta move fast. Not trying to stain my white countertops. Yikes. Okay, and then on to the second banana. I'm just gonna chop this up really quick. And I usually start from the bottom when I peel. I just make a little cut and then pinch the top and then peel down. And I try to get the strings off the sides. They've always bothered me with bananas. It's kind of a picky thing about me. Okay. Looking good. So I'm just going to slice this up. Whoops. Flying banana pieces. Okay. I have this thing about strings in my food. That's why I don't like celery sticks, because of the vertical strings going down the stalks. I'm a little iffy on rhubarb. I cut it horizontally into really thin slices. Otherwise, it's the string thing again. Even green beans, like the pods can have strings. I don't like bananas. I think there's another food. I can't think of what it is, but that's like a specific texture thing that really bothers me. So now I'm gonna put in the beet. I just peeled it and cut it in half and then into quarters. So let's blend that down. Gosh, these lives go so fast. I can't believe I'm already 28 minutes into this one. Crazy. All right. Running low on lemon juice, so I'm gonna just save the last little bit I can feel in here for the third batch. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more of this coconut water, which I love so much. I get this Vita Coco variety at my grocery store. So good. All right. Oh, messy. All right, let's finish this one off. Just a quick little blend. Yeah, they're so good, Haystacks. Every time I go, I feel like I should buy two just because I go through them so quickly, but I always end up buying one and then I kick myself because, I don't know, I find myself in situations like right now where I'm like, I wish I had a second bottle. All right, smoothies number 3 and 4. And then I'm literally just taking what's left. That's kind of how I'm doing it tonight. Something to sip on while I work. All right, I think, so this is number 3 and 4, and then I think I just have a 5th mason jar at the ready. And I was mentioning yesterday that I am heading out of town this weekend. So I'm not meal prepping as much today because I don't want there to be like tons of food that I leave behind and then it goes bad in my fridge. Okay, third batch, and it's now 9:07. So shouldn't be doing this too late. I think my neighbors will forgive me if they wonder what I'm doing. Ooh. Right, 1 cup of almond milk. Might be the last of this carton. Yeah, definitely the last bit. And then blueberries. Last couple blueberries. Oh, they smell so good. I just love blueberries so much. Let's get these back in the freezer so they don't all, like, this happened to me once where I just left them out and then they started to thaw, and then when I put them back in the freezer, they froze into 1 ball of blueberries, which was not fun. Okay, I feel like beet just, like the beet color gets on everything when you make these smoothies. All right, and the final banana. Lovely bananas tonight. All right, get rid of those nasty banana strings. Not a fan. I know they're so little and insignificant, but I just don't like them. I never have. Okay, I think that's pretty much all of them. And then let's cut this up. Thank you guys. Oh, I can't even see that. Sorry. Got too much stuff going on. Okay, there we go. All right. 2 little bits stuck at the bottom. Just gonna take them out. All right. carrots. So I've peeled and diced up the last beet, beautiful and reddish pink. So I'm gonna drop that in. I think I forgot the ginger in this round. So let me sprinkle some of that in. Can't forget the ginger. And I think I'm actually gonna finish off this one almost empty container. I just ordered a new one from Target, but let's get all of this out of there if I can, or as much of it as I can. Okay, and let's just add a little more, shall we? I'm a ginger fiend, and it's so good. It's so sharp. I can get this open. It's brand new, so it has one of those seals, you know, so you can't sprinkle it right away. So I might need a knife, or else I'm going to bend my nails back. Okay, there we go. A little more ginger in this smoothie. What am I doing? Okay, that looks good. And then I think that's it. All right, let's just add a little lemon juice. Also, did I get beet on myself? I always feel like it's just on my hands / everywhere. And this is going to be the last bit of this lemon juice, which is perfect. Just using up my groceries. That's always the goal. All right. Nice. Well, gotta put lemon juice on my grocery list for next time. I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut water, just because I prefer my smoothies to have more of a liquidy consistency rather than a chunky kind of shake consistency. That's just a personal preference. And one of these coconut waters is super low, so I'm just gonna kill off one of these guys while I'm at it. Just using up all my stuff before I head out of town. Love it. I might use all of that one too. Just might as well. I love coconut water. I can drink it plain. So in a smoothie, it's perfectly fine. All right. Come on, buddy. Almost done with the smoothies. And then I'm going to do quinoa next. I'm saving the carnival food till last. Best for last. All right. Last little blend. And then we're done with smoothies. This one has like a tablespoon left, so I'm just using up this coconut water as well. Can't hurt, just a little extra coconut water. All right. Alrighty. So smoothie number 5. And I'm realizing now, so I've prepped 5 smoothies, but I'm leaving on Thursday, and that's only 4 days from now. So I might freeze the extra smoothie that I've prepared, or maybe I'll just bring it with me when I commute out of town. Either way, it's nice to have an extra smoothie. Waste not, want not. Yeah, seriously, everything is so dang expensive these days. It just kills a part of my soul whenever I forget something and I find it in the back of my fridge and it's no longer edible, and I'm like, dang, I worked for those $10 or $20 or how much ever, many dollars it was. Okay, I'm gonna drink most of this. As I said, I was gonna make one for myself. Ooh, looks like my smoothie base is leaking a little bit. That's not good. All right, I'm just gonna leave that there. Yes, waste not, want not. That is like the name of the game in today's economy, because even groceries, I don't even eat out that much anymore because it's so crazy expensive. But even groceries, it's painful to see how expensive certain things have become. And I can remember when they were at certain price points like a year or 2 ago, and now I'm just like, whoa, that's nuts. I don't even know how much of a percent of inflation that is, but it's crazy. Can't believe it. Oh my God, that is so good. So dang good, you guys. How pretty is that color? All right, I'm gonna put my smoothie base stand back. I usually just keep it up in my cupboard. Did I get something on me? Ugh. All right, so this is going back. Oops. Oh, I hit something. Oh well. And now is quinoa time. And I prepped this pan that I'm going to cook the quinoa in. Before I do that though, I am going to, let me think. I'm going to put this baking sheet back in the oven. The oven isn't on, but I just kind of want some extra space. And that's just an extra beet, if you're wondering what's on my cooking sheet. It was an extra beet that I cooked just in case for the smoothies. So let me just do a little bit of tidying up before I move on to the quinoa. Okay. So for the quinoa, I'm getting down to the end of my container right here. So I'm going to use 2 cups of this dried quinoa in the quinoa that I'm preparing for the week. That might actually be too much, to be honest, because I'm only cooking for 4 days. I'm conflicted about this. Maybe I should just do 2. Like 2 servings instead of 4. Sorry. Let's see. I think I might actually make a smaller batch. And if I run out early, it's fine. So I'm actually going to be cooking it in this little saucepan instead of this skillet. And let me take back what I just said. I'm going to use 1 cup of this quinoa instead of 2, so that it's a smaller batch for this week. Dang, an hour has gone by already. Crazy. Okay, so I always rinse off my quinoa in this little sieve. And then once it's pretty much drained out, I just transfer it over into whichever pan or pot I'm cooking it in. As much of it as I can get. Quinoa can be a little bit sticky. Okay. And then I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon of butter in there. Vegan butter, of course. And I like this Country Crock plant butter that's made from avocado oil. It's my go-to butter at my grocery store. So I'm just going to eyeball this, toss that in there. And then I also am going to put in some garlic powder, about 3 teaspoons in there. Also, look at this massive garlic powder container that I just got from Target. I was running low. I ran out of garlic powder, and I needed it for, I think, the buffalo cauliflower wings that it's going live tomorrow, the video that I filmed yesterday. I needed this. I needed garlic powder for the batter that I was dipping the cauliflower in. And so I was like, let's just get a jumbo garlic powder container and it'll last me longer. So that's what I went with. Teaspoon. I need a teaspoon or a half teaspoon. I don't think my teaspoon is available right now. I used some Miyoko's vegan salted butter. Ooh, yum. That sounds incredible. Wow. Miyoko's. I've never heard of that before. Miyoko's, I'm guessing, is a brand. Also, this is a half teaspoon, so I'm going to use this 6 times to get 3 teaspoons. And I just lost track. We're going to count that as 5, 6. If it's a little over, that's fine, because I'm a garlic fiend. And now I'm going to pour 2 cups of water in there. Dang it, I'm realizing my Brita filter is not full. So let's fill this up. So while that's filtering, I'm gonna just get some stuff put away. And I might pull up the recipe, one of the recipes that I'm using for the vegan carnival food. I decided to try them out after hearing decent things about it. Yeah, that sounds really, really good. I would love to make homemade buffalo sauce one day, because I've only ever purchased it from the grocery store. Actually, fun story, not so fun story. So I had ordered some of, I think it's called like Bob's Red Hot Sauce or something here in the US. And it was available on Target, and I ordered it for my buffalo cauliflower wings episode. And so I go down to the mail room to pick up my Target box when I get the notification that it was delivered. And I see the box sitting on the shelf, and the bottom of the cardboard box is just like pooled and stained with this reddish orange color. And I was like, oh no, the buffalo sauce just got destroyed in the package. And sure enough, when I opened the box, it had gotten over everything else in the box. Like, I'm trying to think what else was in there. I'd ordered flour, that garlic powder you just saw me use, At least I like the smell of buffalo sauce, but everything was just like stained orange, and the bottle itself with the buffalo sauce was just like shattered. Luckily though, they had actually like put it into a plastic bag, and so the glass shards were contained. They weren't just like flying around and everything. So I was like, that is unfortunate. I can't use this bottle of buffalo sauce. So I ended up just running out the door and heading over to my grocery store and getting, I might still have it actually in my recycling, the buffalo sauce that I ended up using. So I just ran out and got this Green Mill brand of buffalo wing sauce instead. It was very good. I was very happy with it, but it was unfortunate that my original buffalo sauce got destroyed. I know. I was like, this is, of all the things to break in a Target box. Yeah, the mailroom definitely smelled like a barbecue, like Buffalo Wild Wings. Not good. Okay, so 2 cups of water going in here. And then I'm going to set this onto the stove top. So this is what the inside looks like. It's dried, just, uncooked quinoa, and then the butter and the powdered garlic. So I'm just going to pour this over everything. And then let that come to a boil on my stovetop. And then, sorry, got distracted. And then let this cook for like 15 minutes. Oof, I'm realizing I think I need to wash my dish towel. It's looking kind of dirty. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to put that in the sink. Cool. Okay, so the smoothies are done. The quinoa is cooking. And I'm going to take a little smoothie break. So now we're finally going to move on to the Carnival Food segment of this live. I'm so excited. So I don't know if I should actually like tell you guys what I'm making, but at least I can kind of give you a hint. So one of the components is going to use these, and I bet you could guess what I'm making if it's Carnival Food and it's apples. And then the other component I'm like making, or I should say like that I want to hint at you with, is this plate of cookies that I made earlier today. I think I might actually want to leave them out at room temperature now because they've gotten a bit solid in the fridge, which is fine. So I've got 1 Carnival Food that uses apples and 1 Carnival Food that uses chocolate chip cookies. And when I say Carnival, I mean like fair food, like state fair food, wherever you guys all live. Like I'm in Minnesota and we have the state fair every year. It's going on right now. And there's like corn dogs, fried alligator on a stick, roasted corn, candy, like a deep fried candy bar on a stick. It's those kinds of foods. So yes, I'm going to get started with the apple recipe. So let me pull that up on my phone. And it's courtesy of Nora Cooks. She is just, oh my goodness. She's become one of my go-to vegan people online. Her website it's incredible. And her, like the reviews on her recipes, it's like 5 stars, 4.9 out of hundreds of people who have tried her recipes. So let's go to Nora Cooks. And then Let's see if it comes up. Okay, I had this bookmarked on my computer, so let me just pull this up and maybe I'll just drop it in the chat so you can see what I'm making. I don't know, I'm debating. I kind of don't want to spoil this for you. Okay. So I'm using 1 cup of coconut cream and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar for the apple component carnival food. So let me get those going. So this is my coconut cream, also ordered from Target, also in the box where the buffalo sauce exploded, but I was able to, I actually don't know how this survived intact and didn't get like stained. Who knows, but it's here. So 1 cup of this stuff, and then I'm gonna grab my brown sugar, which I have up in my cabinet, way up here. Oh. Okay, and let's see what Nora says. And also a pinch of salt is optional. Okay, so her instructions say in a small pan or pot, add the coconut cream and the brown sugar, heat over medium-high heat, stir constantly while the coconut cream melts. The mixture will get bubbly and almost foamy. Lower the heat to a simmer and stir frequently for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I am going to be really careful with this because I'm not going for, in case you don't know, based on that recipe, it's a caramel recipe. So I'm going to be really careful and simmer it low because if you over simmer caramel, it becomes brittle and that it's really hard to eat. It can break your teeth. So not going for that, but let me grab my small saucepan. Yes, nice. Okay, haystacks, you got it. I'm making caramel apples, correct. And then, yes, ice cream, we call them like ice cream sandwiches. So you guys got it. Nice job. Yeah, so with these cookies, I made them this afternoon. I chilled them in the fridge. And what I'm hoping to do, so first I'm going to do the caramel apples and let them kind of set. And then I have some of the Nadamu ice cream, and I brought it out yesterday. And I think Haystacks, you were saying that you work for a company where it manufactures the container for this ice cream. So I'm hoping to kind of let this sit out. Maybe I should just leave it out now. I don't want it to completely melt, but I want it to get soft enough where I can just kind of spread it on one of these cookies and then make a sandwich, kind of like an Oreo. So caramel apples and ice cream sandwiches with the chocolate chip cookies. Those are the 2 carnival foods. So I'm going to grab my small saucepan. Super tiny saucepan right here. And I'm going to use a whisk as well once it's on the stovetop. If I can find my whisk. It's somewhere here. Oh, it might be in here. Yes. Okay, so 1 cup of this stuff. Them and Bluebell and Halo Top and Great Value and Baskin Robbins. Wow. Oh my gosh, I've had Halo Top before. Now that you say that, I can see, I mean, it makes sense that all those companies would just want to use the same size because they're all stocked in the same place in the grocery store. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, yeah, it makes sense that, you know, milk cartons and ice cream cartons and all these things are the same size. And there would be like a manufacturer for these containers because otherwise it would be just a nightmare for the grocery stores to stock the same type of food like ice cream, but there's 1,000 different container sizes. All right, so let's get 1 cup of this. It is really thick, but so delicious. I actually like to put some of this in my coffee. I mean, it's really high in fat, but it's so tasty. I hear my quinoa boiling, so I'm just going to take a look at this really quick. Don't want to forget. So let's stir the quinoa. And I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Oops. And one last thing before I just leave the quinoa alone. I actually like to add some veggie broth in there for a little bit of saltiness. And I use this Better Than Bouillon base. So let's see, I added 2 cups of water, so that means I'll do 2 teaspoons of this stuff. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. All right, so that's it for the quinoa. I'm gonna put a lid on it too. And then we'll move on to the caramel, which is exciting. Okay, lid is over here. Okay, quinoa is looking good. Now let's move on to this beautiful caramel. I don't know if I've made caramel at all in my life. So we'll see how it turns out. So I'm gonna pour 1 cup of this stuff. I should actually set this down. One cup. Okay. Yum. This stuff is so good. So pour that in. And then 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I'm using a lot of brown sugar today. There was actually 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar in this batch of chocolate chip cookies that I made today. They're courtesy of Chocolate Covered Katie. Phenomenal, super talented, love her website. It's a great resource. It was like the very first website I went to when I first went vegan and was looking for sweet treats and stuff. So that's the cookie recipe. I'm gonna grab my 1/4 of a cup measuring scoop, if I can track it down. I was using like everything today, so I'm trying to remember where stuff is. There we go. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what the difference is between regular brown sugar and light brown sugar. I feel like I should know, but I don't really use it that often. It's not the best for you. I try to stay away from sugar, but today is an exception. So there's 1/4 of a cup. Molasses content. Okay, that makes sense. I did know it was molasses that make it brown sugar, but wasn't sure light versus regular. Okay, 2/4 and 3/4. And I'm also going to add a little bit of salt because I do love salted caramel. So to give you an idea of what this is looking like, it really is just the coconut cream and the brown sugar scoops. That's all that's really going on in there. So I'm going to set this on my stove top, and I think I'll just start out with low heat just to be really careful. Because like I said, I don't want this to turn into brittle. That's just like cracking your teeth. I never really liked brittle growing up. So yeah, I'm going to be really careful with that. And in the meantime, I am going to, gosh, what should I do? I'm just going to put some stuff away. Yeah. And some salt. Almost forgot the salt. And I'm going to give the quinoa a stir. It's looking good. There's only like 9 minutes left. All right, looking good. I'm going to take a smoothie break again. And I'm going to get the rest of this coconut cream just like sealed and put into my fridge. Because there's still, I would say, looks like there's like half a cup left in here. And I can definitely put that to use. So try to just shut this can if I can. And then I'm going to put this into a Ziploc bag. Waste not, want not. That's the name of the game. Ooh, great suggestion. Oh my goodness. Vegan Thai tea. I'm so glad you brought that up because I went out to a Thai restaurant in my neck of the woods with a friend last weekend, and he ordered a Thai tea, and I just was thinking like, you know, tea with a, what is it, like the little tea bag and the paper thing that hangs out the side. And then it comes and it's like super, it looked like, yeah, coconut cream or whatever. And I was like, whoa, what is that? That looks really good. So yeah, I'm going to add that to my recipe notes in my phone. Vegan Thai tea. Because I've seen it before. It's so striking. Like my friend's tea was like a red color, red or an orange color. And then it had this like, it looked like cream had been poured on the top. So it was just like seeping down the sides. And it was so pretty. All right. Thai. Vegan Thai tea. Thank you, Haystacks. Yeah, it's a distinctive orange. Yes. Yeah, it was just so not what I was expecting. Okay. So that's in my phone. Let's get this coconut cream in the fridge, and I'm gonna whisk the caramel with my little baby whisk. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm just gonna double check Nora's recipe. Let me drop this in the chat in case you're wondering what I'm following. It's so unhealthy, but it's amazing. Yeah, that's fine. You only live once. You got to indulge every now and then. A blend of seasoned, sweetened, condensed milk. That's what it is. Okay. I think I used to drink that stuff, or I would have stuff. I would have like beverages of some kind with sweetened condensed milk growing up. I don't know if it was hot chocolate, but that was definitely in my childhood pantry growing up. Okay. Medium-high heat, stirring constantly while the coconut cream melts. Okay. So we're gonna just stir it, and hopefully it will not become brittle. It's turning a caramely color, so this is exciting. Smoothie break. I'm gonna just finish off the last of the smoothie in this smoothie blender. Not too much. All right. Back to the caramel. Sorry, I wish I wasn't so far away. I wonder if I could bring you guys actually just a bit closer. I'm gonna scooch my computer stand so you guys, don't seem so far away. So let's bring this over here. Oh my goodness, too many cords. Too many cords going on. So at least that's a little bit closer. Yeah. And the quinoa's looking good. Only 2.5 minutes left on that. So the caramel is, let me see if you can, it's just shallow enough where I can't really show you without spilling, but it's looking like there's progress. Man, this smoothie is seriously so addicting and so good for you. It's like beyond healthy. There's such good ingredients in it, but it doesn't taste healthy. It's one thing that bothers me where you're trying to eat healthy food, but it's just not doing it as far as flavor. But I have absolutely fallen in love with this beet smoothie. I drink it almost every day at this point, to be honest. So I'm just dribbling in the very last of the coconut cream that was in the measuring cup. It's so close to my regular summer drink, but with beets. I'm curious. Yeah. Definitely try. And I say this often. I actually hate beets. Like I do not like beets. They taste like dirt to me. I've never just enjoyed eating them by themselves. So whenever I do eat them like in a salad, it's just because like I'll eat them because I know they're good for me. But in this smoothie, because there's all these other things going in there like lemon juice, coconut water, blueberries, banana, that it just you don't get that beet like earth flavor, like dirt flavor, but you do get the color, which I love. That is the one thing I love about beets is the color. Ooh, that's the quinoa. Okay, so I'm gonna take that off the stovetop and continue stirring my caramel so it doesn't go all brittle on me, hopefully. Hopefully. So I'm going to try to whisk this for another 5 minutes. I would love for this caramel to turn out, you guys. I think it would be so fun to make caramel apples for you. So it is looking pretty foamy right now. I'm just trying to be so careful with the heat. 5 to 10 minutes. If you want salted caramel. Okay. Cool. All right. Just making sure I'm following her instructions. All right, it is simmering a bit, and it's also kind of steaming a little bit too. I think the coconut cream is evaporating a tiny bit. Dang, it's already 10 p.m. here. Time is just flying. It's been an hour and a half already. So, still pretty liquidy, but I can tell it's thickening up a bit. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for a second. And I'm going to get this Not a Moo carton of vanilla bean dairy-free ice cream undone. It says the creamiest, the dreamiest. And I can tell by just holding it, it's actually getting pretty soft. Yeah, for sure. So maybe I'll make the ice cream sandwiches first. Ooh, it's simmering now. Pretty. I've seen this in Bake Off, like the Great British Bake Off, where they have to make caramel. And man, it is like so treacherous. I've seen so many contestants just completely get undone by caramel. It's brutal. So I'm hoping this caramel cooperates with me. So I've got about an hour, sorry, not an hour, a minute and a half left with this caramel. And it is bubbling up a little bit, so I'm just gonna bring it back down a little bit. I think, yeah, you can see, if I stand behind it, you can see the steam that's coming off of this. All candy making is just alchemy and no one can change my mind. I agree with you. Yeah, this is like, it's deepening in color, which is cool. I'm going to put it back on the stove top. And this is my very first time making caramel. So if it's not perfect, I apologize. Paul Revere, I don't think I've seen you here before. Hello. You would have made a great contestant on the show MasterChef. Oh my God. I laugh because I'm saying this here and I've said it before. My dream husband is Gordon Ramsay. I tell my friends this and they're like, Hannah, he's so scary. He's so this and that. And isn't he on MasterChef? Or am I getting him confused with Gordon Ramsay MasterChef? Yeah, that's him, isn't it? The guy has so many flippin' shows because I watch Hotel Hell, I watch Kitchen Nightmares, I watch Hell's Kitchen, but I would go on MasterChef just to meet Gordon Ramsay because he's like my all-time fave. I appreciate the swearing. I appreciate the no BS, the intensity, the focus. It's so funny. I wish more people were like that. I really love directness. But yes, maybe one day. I honestly think it would be so fun to be a contestant on a food show. I think I would do okay. Sometimes I watch these shows and I'm like, holy moly, these like home chefs are crazy. Gordon Ramsay is my hero. He's great. Also, Paul Revere, it's so great to see you here. I don't remember seeing you in other chats from my other lives. So welcome. And I apologize if you have been here previously and I just haven't seen you. But yes, Gordon Ramsay is my hero as well. Like, I have a vision board in my room of my favorite people, my favorite places, and just like things and I don't know, landscapes I like. And he's on my vision board. His story is so interesting though too, because like, you know, his dad was very abusive to his mom and his brother got addicted to heroin or some kind of really hard drug. And he just was like, I'm out of here. I gotta like make something of my life. So he went off to Paris and just crushed it. Amazing. I love the grit. The grit is just, it's so inspiring. Whenever I'm feeling like lazy or undisciplined, I'm like, Gordon Ramsay would be yelling at you right now for being lazy. So get your butt in here, as he would say. Okay, so this has been heating now for like 7 minutes. What does Miss Nora say? Okay. Stirring constantly while it melts. The mixture will get bubbly. If you want salt to remove from heat. I think this is a little too liquidy to use. So I'm going to add a few more minutes on here and just let this simmer a bit more because I think it needs to thicken. I got sidetracked talking about Gordon Ramsay because I could talk about him all day, all night. He's amazing. That's my bit about Gordon Ramsay. Oh, man. Okay, so this ice cream is getting a bit melty. So now I'm kind of caught between two dessert items. What do I do? I'm thinking I'm going to take this caramel, because now it's bubbling. I think what I'll do is just kind of set it off to the side for now. And maybe it'll thicken up a tiny bit. And I am going to go ahead. Gotta go, Hannah. Have a good rest of your stream. Oh, okay. Bye, Bob. Thank you for stopping by. So good to see you as always. Have a great rest of your Monday. And I hope you're feeling better and that you have a good week. So I'm going to make a few of these ice cream sandwiches. I think I'll start with just a couple. So I'm going to move you back to the corner. And maybe tilt this down just a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Don't want to push you off the ledge. That would be really sad. So I'm going to take, let's just start with a couple of these cookies and grab a spoon. And I don't think this should be too hard, but I say that now, I might jinx myself. And this ice cream is very goopy, like very goopy. So let's just set it on there. Oh, goodness. Okay. It's a little melty, but you know what? I think that counts. Cute. So there you go. There's one ice cream sandwich. I'm going to make maybe a second one just for fun. And then I'm actually going to set these in my freezer so they can harden up, hopefully, and the ice cream doesn't just completely melt. Because boy, oh boy, that is melting faster than I anticipated. Okay, so let's get these guys in my fridge. I mean my freezer. There you go. First ever ice cream sandwiches that I've made. And then let's get this also in the freezer. So tasty. Okay. So back to the caramel. Back to this tricky caramel. I'm going to bring you guys back over here since I'm done with the ice cream sandwiches for now. Gosh, I hope they hold together in the freezer. All right, the caramel is bubbling again. Oh, it's really bubbling now. I'm actually thinking about doing a long form video with these carnival foods because, I mean, it's fun to do it on this live stream, but I also think it'd be fun to show, like, you know, a step-by-step way to do these foods. And I actually, so I've got, you know, the caramel apples and I've got the ice cream sandwiches, but I also wanted to do onion rings and I wasn't able to fit those in tonight. So I would like to do all three in one episode. Just this guy. So I'm just gonna slice up a few sliced almonds to kind of decorate the bottom of the caramel apples. And I think I might just make one for now. I'd love to save some for a long form video. So I'm gonna give these a quick chop, but first let me check on the caramel. All right, it's smelling really good and it's looking thicker. So maybe I think I'm gonna let it sit now. Sit and thicken while I give these a chop. Oops. Okay, so this little bit of almond slices, I'm just getting it chopped really finely. Okay, so here you go. Chopped little pieces of almonds. And now is the fun part. So I have some skewers that I'm gonna put in, well, I'm gonna take one of these and make a little kebab out of one of these Granny Smith apples. Let's see if I can figure out how to open this. Okay, and I'm gonna take one of these lovely apples and put, hopefully I can get this guy into it, okay. Maybe what I should do is try to take out the stem. Yeah. Okay. And now I'm gonna take this kebab stick and just put it into the middle. I think these are a little bit too long for what I was looking for, but it's okay. Like that. Oh, I should redo these, like, you know, do these again around Halloween. I'm gonna see if I can actually just kind of cut this. Maybe not. I'm gonna leave that for another day. Okay, so we're gonna go to the caramel now. And it is thickening up, which is great. So what I'll do is put a few cloths down so I don't burn my countertop. So I'm gonna put the caramel right here. And let me back you up so you can see everything I'm doing. Okay, I think that's as far back as I can go. So we got the caramel here. I'm gonna get rid of this whisk for now. And then bring out a baking sheet with parchment paper on it so I can just kind of set the apple down. And I was making cookies earlier today, so that's why I've got this lined baking sheet. So let's dunk. Oof, I almost just lost my caramel there. Oh my gosh, stress. So I've got my apple on the stick and I've got my caramel right over here. So I'm trying to think, yeah, I'm gonna dunk it first and then try to get some of these almond pieces on the bottom. So just dunking this apple kind of multiple times, getting it all dunked. And I think just for the sake of time, I wanted to use this caramel as soon as I could, but I think I would let this sit and cool for a bit more time. Because, you can see that there's caramel on there, but it's still pretty drippy. But for a first attempt, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. And this is actually really fun, too. I never was a huge fan of caramel apples as a kid. They just, I don't know, they weren't really easy to eat. I just preferred my wrapped candies, my Hershey's, my Skittles, all that good stuff, Starburst. So I think, yeah, you can see it, like the shine is pretty noticeable, but I would like to have a bit darker of a caramel color next time I do this. So I'm just rotating the apple in here. And then what I'll do, once I've got it all coated and it looks really pretty, is I'm going to try to get a nice sprinkling of these almond pieces on the bottom. And I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do that. Didn't really think it through. I think what I'll do is actually kind of pile them at the bottom, like on this baking sheet, and then kind of roll the caramel apple around in them. So I'm going to set the apple in the caramel. Just leave it sitting in there, nice caramel bath, and then get all these almond pieces down onto the lined baking sheet. All right. And then get them nice and spread out. And do one final turn in the caramel with this lovely Granny Smith apple. I feel like it's almost getting cooked in the caramel. So there you go. Nice and caramely. I could do this for hours, to be honest, but it is getting pretty late and I have a very busy day tomorrow at work. So I'm just going to take this apple, try to get the dribbles off of it, and set it down in the almond pieces. And we'll see how it looks once I do that. Okay. Almost done getting it kind of dripped off. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go. Let's see how this, it's kind of working. I don't think that was the best approach. because it's kind of scraping the caramel off. And maybe what I could do instead is kind of take it by hand and just sprinkle it on. No. Well, you kind of get the picture. Like, so I think for like a first test run, this was like decent. You know, not professional grade, but it's really fun. So let's just get as much of this chopped almond I can get on there. So there you go. Kind of like a little nougat style caramel apple. So I would give myself like a B minus maybe. But there you go. There is my very first attempt at a caramel apple. I'm just going to set it down on the parchment paper. And I'm going to save the other 2 apples that I have here for a different time. Maybe once this caramel is thickened, because it already, I can tell, is looking very thick. So I'm going to get a lid on this, and it's still pretty hot. So yes, that was my very first attempt at making caramel apples, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out, or this one turned out, I should say. And then to cap off this stream, I have to show you the ice cream sandwiches. They definitely got a little bit melty, but I still am happy with how they turned out. I think they're messy, but they're gonna taste really good. So those are my carnival style foods for today. I'm gonna get wrapped up here though, because almost my bedtime, busy day tomorrow. But I wish I could keep on cooking and baking for you. So that's the end of this live stream. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. It was so fun chatting with you as always. And gosh, I don't know when I'll go live next because I'm pretty busy and out of town this coming week. So we'll see. It might be a couple of weeks till I'm back on for a live stream. But I hope you have a good evening or rest of your day if it's daytime already for you. Bye.